All right, friends, it is time. My camera just shook when I did that. You asked questions, and now I'm going to answer them. Will I regret this? Probably. But that's future Anna editing this video's problem. And I don't know why. Why did I agree to do this? Why did I think that this would be a good idea? I don't know. So let's get into it before I change my mind and decide to go and live under a rock for the rest of my life. Hi, I'm Anna. I run a small business called Miss A Crochet. You obviously kind of know that since you clicked on the video, and that's the name of this channel. I haven't had to film anything since like the middle of February, and it is March 28th. I don't know how to talk to a camera anymore. Today, I asked you guys to send in your questions. I got some questions, and I have some of my answers kind of prepared, so I don't look like a total doofus. I'm also going to maybe try and crochet while we do this. I really want to make one of Mama Made Minnie's new mini stuffed patterns. But color changing is hard. Color changing and talking at the same time is hard. Crocheting and talking at the same time is just hard as well. So we'll see what happens. I was debating on working on my sweater, but I don't remember the measurements or anything, and choosing the colors, like what color order I want to do next, is a hassle. So I thought it maybe be easier to do a little amigurumi, considering I love amigurumi. But yeah, that's the tea. See, I already just stopped talking for about 2 minutes to try and do color changes. So we're going to see how this goes. Anyways, this video is going to kind of serve as a, sorry, I'm reading the pattern because I have issues. As a bit of a life update as well. So maybe I'll do that now, you know, just for the fun of it. It's March. I graduate May 9th. I graduate college on May 9th. One of the really big things that was happening this semester was my senior solo recital. As a music performance major who plays violin, I have to do 2 recitals. I did my junior one 2 years ago because your girl's been in college an extra year because she added a second major. And I did my senior solo recital this Monday. It went amazing. I had a huge crowd. So many people showed up and gave me their love and support, which is incredible considering it was an 8 p.m. on a Monday. Like, why do we always have to have them on Mondays? That's a whole different thing. But it was incredible. I'm super, super happy. Here's a list of the pieces I played. All of them are pretty high up in the violin repertoire. Obviously, there's, you know, harder things and stuff like that. But I'm super proud of the work that I've done. I'm still doing my 100 days of practice. I did allow myself a day off the day after my recital, so that was fun, but I didn't get to crochet. I just did homework, which brings me to the more academic things. All I do is homework. That's it. I don't crochet. The last thing I crocheted was for my friend Elan's birthday, and their birthday is in February. I haven't crocheted at all in March, other than like this little thing that I started and then I had to put down to do other homework. So yeah, that's been interesting. What else is new? There's not much else new. I mean, I'm graduating obviously very soon. After I graduate, the day after, we're going to Colorado for about 5 days. Then I come back and then I'm having a grad party. And then after that, I just have some other fun things sort of planned. I'm going to California in June, which is super exciting. I have no markets planned. I also just don't have any inventory. So I just don't have anything in the works right now because I'm being bogged down. I just had to ask for an extension in one of my classes. This is probably the second time I've ever asked for an extension in college. And the first time was with the same professor in this class, sociological research methods. I don't actually have to do the research, but I have to write a research proposal. And within that, we have to have 15 to 20 journal articles plus an annotated bibliography, which means I have to write about 2 to 3 paragraphs based on each article and how it applies to the hypothetical study that I'm going to propose. Yeah. I got an extension. It was due last night. I was just going to take the 5% hit for turning it in late, but I'd overheard other people talking to him about it, and they were like, hey, can I get an extension? Or like, how does this point deduction work? And he's like, yeah, I don't want to do that because like I just want people to turn it in. Like, it's a fundamental part of your research project. So you can ask for an extension. And I was like, you knew I had a recital on Monday, and you knew spring break I spent that whole time preparing for that recital. Can I get one? And he was like, yeah, send me an email. So yeah, that's fun. Let's get into like the actual questions because I can't think of anything else to say. So the first question that came in from Instagram, I got 2 questions from the same person, and I didn't decide to record people's usernames because that was too much work. Sorry. So if this is your question, you can claim it in the comments. This person asks, do you have a special someone in your life? Love the videos. Number 1, thank you so much for responding. Yes and no, because I know what they mean when they're saying a special someone. They're meaning like a romantic partner, right? I don't have that, but I have so many other special people in my life. I have so many amazing friends. I have a super great relationship with my family. So no, I don't have a romantic partner or boyfriend. Yeah, that's what yeah. Okay. The next question she asked was, do you have an update on when the African animal loaf patterns will be released? No, because I want to redesign them all because they're about 2 years old now. But for those of you who don't know, I did make a really old video where I was going to design this pattern bundle, and I went through and I dug and found all of these guys. So I'm going to show them to you, and I'm going to maybe try and gauge your interest if we want a pattern bundle. It probably most likely will not happen until May. Even then, who knows, school. So but these are the patterns that she's referencing. This is the hippo with old Bernat, and that was my issue, is I was using old and new Bernat, and so things would line up differently on the different bodies based on the yarn, which made pattern designing really hard because I wanted them to all have this same body base sort of cylindrical thing. So that was hard. But we have the hippo, the lion. Also, I just think that I'm a much more skilled crocheter, seamstress, whatever. I can make these guys better. But this is the lion. I don't love him. We have the tiger, which I do love, but was really annoying. These are chains that I sewed on. I'm thinking for the actual pattern, I would do them as color changes just because I do want these to be low sew market preppable. But we have the tiger. Yeah. I say that's so mean. I think my favorite one, which is surprising considering, I don't know, I always had like a thing. I have a history with elephants as a child, is the elephant. The ears, again, like, they're not sewn on the greatest, but I think they're cute. Very good size. Chonk. Then we have one more. The crocodile, alligator. I don't remember which one lives in like the Sahara. But yeah, he is 1, 2, 3 pieces. Well, 4 pieces. So we have the body, the eyes, and the snoot. But that's the Sahara African loaf pets. I don't have a date, and I'm sorry about that because, yeah, they're fun. They're fun. But, yeah. I have a lot of other things. Okay, friends, before we dive further into the juicy questions, I would like to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, BetterHelp. As someone who often struggles with perfectionism, I constantly am pressuring myself to try and be productive at all times. I usually feel like I'm never doing enough. There's always something more that I can be doing, and that I am trying to, you know, juggle school, my small business, and my life, constantly. Even right now, I've gotten caught up in this sort of cycle, as you can tell from my non-existent posting schedule, but I am consistently learning how important it is to maintain a healthy work and life balance. And that's where BetterHelp comes in. Whether you're looking to manage stress, set boundaries, or know how to relax without a guilty conscience, BetterHelp will connect you with a licensed therapist that can help you work through all these challenges at your own pace. You can easily switch therapists at any time without any extra cost if it's not the right fit. And the best part of it all is that you can do all of this all within the comfort of your own home, which is perfect for super busy people like me. So, if you're ready to take the next step towards improving your mental health and your work-life balance, check out my link, betterhelp.com/missacrochet for a special discount on your first month of therapy. Remember, you don't have to do everything all at once, and it is perfectly okay to ask for help. Let's get back into the video. The next question is, what is the biggest feedback you have for someone to start learning how to read patterns? I learned how to read patterns through a crochet book that taught me how to crochet. So I recommend that. Or there are a lot of free crochet patterns on YouTube, and instead of having like using a pattern where the person audibly tells you what to do, try and find a video that has like the little stitching and like the row counts and everything like written on the screen as well, so you can practice reading that. There are a lot of different ways that people write crochet patterns. There are like some of like the drawings and things like that. I don't partake in that. I just do written ones. Don't try and read really complicated patterns right away. Make little tiny projects that take you like 10 minutes and just practice reading that. Was that good advice? I think so. One person asks, what do you want to do after you graduate? I hate this question. I don't hate this question. I'm being dramatic. No hate. It's a really good question. It's valid. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do a lot of different things. I'm definitely going to keep the small business going. I'm definitely going to keep playing music. I'm probably gonna get, you know, a little crappy job for a little bit just to make some money and relax. Being in school for, 17 years is a lot. That's a long time to be in school. And I need to take time to not be in school. I do probably eventually want to get a graduate degree, but I don't know in what. I could do music, I could do sociology, and I could do business. So I don't know, but I'm not just going to go right into a graduate degree just to have a graduate degree. I'm going to figure out if I need one, and what I want. So I guess the answer really is, I don't know. I know what I want, but I don't know if that's what I'm going to do. People change their careers so often. Also, it's super hard for recent grads to get jobs right now. We were talking about it in my senior seminar class. It took about 200 job applications on average for a recent graduate, I think within the last couple of years, to get a job, like a job. And I don't know if I really want a job. I think I want to do all the things and try things out as well. I mean, watch, maybe I'll get a job that's completely not related to any of my degrees and I love it. I mean, that's definitely a possibility and I'm open to that. And so I think I don't have a set plan for what I want to do after graduation, but I have a mindset that I want, and I want to try new things, and I want to travel, and I want to be happy. The next person says, tell us some interesting market stories, rude customers, super sweet moments, anything fun. I will say, if you want to check out my very, very last market vlog where I made like almost $3,000 at a market, you should check out one of these corners. I don't know which because I always get it wrong. But in that vlog, I was at a cheerleading competition. I was seeing a bunch of cheerleaders that I had already kind of known, I don't know, from different markets that I had done. And one of them came up and was like, hey, were you at this market? And I said, yeah, I was. And she ended up telling me that her brother learned to crochet because they stopped at my booth and I was showing him like, oh yeah, I'm crocheting right now. And he wanted to do it. And, you know, when she mentioned that, I was like, oh my gosh, I remember this kid. It was like 2 years ago. And so now he's just this huge crocheter, and that was incredible. I mean, like, seeing that a child, and especially a boy, wanting to participate in fiber arts, a stereotypically feminine hobby, is just incredible. And the fact that he did do it, and that his mom, who was also at the market, who then came and talked to me later, was so supportive, just was incredible for me. I mean, I love seeing kids getting into crafts and hobbies, especially because, like, as a kid, I wasn't the sporty kid. Still aren't. I mean, like, football, touchdown. To see that there are parents out there supporting their kids doing hobbies that are unconventional or, you know, not societally brought up into the limelight is really, really amazing. That was definitely, I think, probably one of my favorite ever stories from this small business. I'm trying to think of other things, but I mean, like, that one is just like the pinnacle of like what I want to do. Like, I want people to see what I'm doing and go, I can do that, and I'm going to. And it happened, and it was a kid, a boy. Like, that's just so cool to me. You know, in sociology, we are a lot of gloom and doom. And it's a really big critique of our field, but to see that and also to be able to recognize like how much of the societal norms that he is just going against the grain to be his authentic self and to go, hey, I kind of want to try this cool thing, is amazing. I have huge respect for him and for his parents and his sister, and I'm so happy that I, you know, got to influence somebody's life. Ew, me? I don't have any, like, rude stories. There's some people that will give weird looks, like, you know, after they look at a price or something, but they don't really say anything. I also live in Minnesota, though, so we're all really passive-aggressive, and we don't, like, say shit that we need to say. So, yeah. That's, like, yeah, that's all I can think of, because, like, that's just was such a cool moment. The next person asks, how many colors has your hair been? And in order to prepare for this, I wrote them out. When I was born, bald. When my hair grew then, I was like Goldilocks. I was a blondie with like the super, super curly hair. Crazy. And then because people in public, strangers, would come over and play with my hair, like while we would be shopping or at a restaurant, I begged my mom to cut it off when I was like 3 or 4. I was like, I can't do this, because I would complete like screaming fits, and my parents were like, why did you come over and touch my child? Why? No, stop. And so then after that, my hair, not curly. I mean, it's wavy. This is how it naturally dries. But that went away, and my hair started growing a bit darker, more of like the kind of like mousy brown. I then didn't dye my hair or color my hair until my junior year of high school. And I just got some really basic like balayage things that nobody could hardly really see. And so I was like, great. Then after that, I got even more like highlights and things. And so then I was a little bit of a blondie. I don't know, like one of my high school teachers, like when I'd come back for my senior year, she was like, you're blonde. And I was like, I don't think so, but okay. At least she could tell that I had actually gotten my hair dyed, instead of my friends who were like, what, you dyed your hair? I can't see it. Lie for me. After that, I was in college. My friend had started going to cosmetology school, and there I didn't dye my hair for a little bit, you know, or I was just kind of doing like the maintenance stuff. Then I dyed my hair super, super, super dark brown. Did not look good with my skin tone. It was way too dark. From then I was like, well, you know, this dark hair kind of has a little bit of red in it. I'm like, what if I did a little bit more of like a dark red? You know, my grandma had red hair. My cousin has like red hair. And I was like, well, you know, I mean, I have like the skin that can wear any colors. I'm like, what if I did like kind of like what if I started moving towards the red? Like, obviously it's like kind of been in my family. My hair was always like borderline red, or it would turn redder in the summer. So then I went really dark red, where it was still like, you would look at it and you'd say like, oh, it's brown with like red undertones. And then this December, I think, we lightened my hair a little bit, and my hair doesn't like bleach, which is why I always kind of keep it darker colors. And I went with like cherry red. I love it. I love my hair right now. I think this is the best hair that I've probably ever had, except for my like Goldilocks moment as a child, but people ruined that for me because they would come and touch me in public, which is like, no. My roots have been re-dyed and then it kind of made things a little bit darker, but I love it. This hair gets me so many compliments. Like, I have to text my friend who still does my hair, the cosmetologist now, who graduated, and I'm like, oh, I got another hair compliment. 2 days later, oh yeah, the lady at the gas station said she loved my hair. 5 days later, oh my gosh, my professor said she loved my hair. Like, this is the most hair compliments I've ever gotten, ever. So we're sticking with red for a long time. A long time. Because I mean, I always get hair compliments. I have super thick hair. And this is it after being thinned as well. It's getting long again, which I'm very happy about. Because I did cut it in, I think in college. Around college time I cut it. I don't use a lot of heat, only on like these little bits, and even then I've trained my hair now to dry nicely, so I'm very happy with that. So thanks for letting me talk about my hair for super long time, way more than any of the other questions. Yeah. The next question is, how did you find the stamina to push through and finish your giant whale shark? So in reference, this is my whale shark. I had started it this is so dumb. I had started it, oh gosh, in the summer, and then once my school semester started, and then I didn't work on it a lot over winter break. I had most of the body done. I just needed to finish, a couple rows and like, well, I had to stuff it and then finish a couple rows and do all the fins. And so after not having worked on it for about 5 months, I finished it in a week in January and killed my arms. But I'm a person who hates having whips. I don't like it. It makes me feel so unorganized and cluttered. So it had been bothering me for about 5 months when I was in school, and the straw that broke the camel's back is I was on winter break and I wanted to finish the dang thing. And I did, and then I got a shit ton of followers on Instagram. It was great. And so I was super happy. I was really happy that it was finished. But yeah, that was a long haul project for sure. The next question comes from somebody on YouTube, because I remember this. They asked, are you monetized on YouTube? If so, how long did it take for you to get monetized? Love your videos. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for commenting this question. It is a very good question. It's something really interesting. Had to look back at my YouTube channel because I didn't remember. I started my YouTube channel on May 4th of 2023. I have this written down. And I didn't get monetized until September 12th, 2023. So May to June, July, August, September. So it took me about 4 months. That seems wrong. I thought I went way longer than that. I can't figure out also like when I had gotten the exact date of when I had gotten like my 1,000 subscribers and my however many watch hours, but I can say that of a year after I had started my YouTube channel, I was almost at 5K subscribers. So that does kind of track then that I did get monetized in September. Because like that was the first instance of where you could see the little thing like be like, oh, you made like 5 cents. Getting monetized was a priority of mine, but it also wasn't. I don't know, like I just knew that I wanted to do this. As a kid, I always watched like, crafty people, and I was always super crafty, and then I was like trying to watch other people's crochet YouTubes. I don't know. I needed somebody with personality. So mean, but it's really true, and I think that's really how I got here. I think it's yeah, I crochet. I'm not the best crocheter. I'm not the best pattern designer, but I have personality, and I'm going to talk about all my hair colors for 7 minutes. Like, I don't know. I think it's the vibe, and I wasn't getting a vibe. And now, there are more people that I'm vibing with, but even then, sometimes I'm like, you can leave in your mistakes. You can say in your videos. You can say stupid shit. You can swear. Yeah, you can. It's okay. I mean, you maybe won't make as much money, but You can. I don't even know where this was going. I was just talking about my own experience and why I started the channel, but which is not the question you asked. You asked how I got monetized, and yes, I am. Right now, because I don't post consistently, I make about $100 to $130 a month, just based on like random views. But when I was posting consistently, I was making more money than that a little bit. I'm hoping over the summer, you know, when I'm posting and I'm doing lives and things, that I can make this a pretty feasible part of my income. But it's really nice to have just this sort of thing that generates money and I don't really have to do anything. I mean, obviously I want to post and things like that. It's nice. It's nice. $100 a month. I mean, like, that's what, 3 tanks of gas for me? I mean, that's really nice. That's really nice. Okay, we have 2 questions left. This has also been a 40-minute video, so holy crap. This person asks, what is your least favorite stitch? Mine is single crochet into the back loop of a chain. I have a very similar response. My least favorite stitch is a slip stitch into the back loop of a chain. I just don't do it. I just don't. Like, it's fine if the thing is a little wobbly, lopsided. I can't do it. It doesn't work. It hurts my hands so much. I also don't love just the slip stitch in general. It's not, I can't get into like the groove with it. I love myself a good single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet. And with amigurumi, you don't really get to do double crochet a lot, so doing this sweater on the side has been really fun. Anything really involving like a slip stitch, it's not really for me. I would like to know when you started crocheting and playing violin, as they are so important in your life. Love your videos and the hair color. Okay. I'm gonna go chronologically. I started violin in 6th grade. Before then, I had played piano. I had started piano in September, October of my 4th grade year, because I wanted to learn piano and I wanted to have 2 years of piano so I could do percussion. Okay. I got, you know, I'm going to go to 6th grade now, and they say, yeah, you can't do percussion because you don't have 2 full years of piano, because I had started in October of my 4th grade. So I said, cool. And I decided to play a string instrument. My cousin played violin throughout middle school and high school, and she still had her violin. So I decided that, you know, with her permission, I was going to learn violin, and I did. Which set off a whole thing. After I started learning violin, I started taking guitar lessons, bass lessons, cello lessons, banjo lessons, and then I finally did get to have my drummer moment. I learned how to play drum set. So that's kind of my musical journey. I knew I wanted to be a music major in college in like the end of my sophomore year of high school. My sophomore year of high school, I was super sneaky. We had 2 orchestras in our high school. We had a lower division 1 and a higher division 1. I was in both, playing 2 different instruments. So in the lower division 1, I was playing bass, and in the higher division 1, I was playing violin. And it was amazing. It was like my favorite thing ever. And I was like, this is really like what I want. Like, I want this. At the time, I didn't really know. I didn't really know if I was going to go into teaching or whatever. Junior year, we had a new orchestra conductor, and she was super supportive. I only was able to do the upper division orchestra playing violin. And same with my senior year, and she was like, this is what you need to do. Like, you shine in this class, like, this is what you need to do. You know, my senior year, I was our concert master in high school, and she was like, this is, you know, she was just a huge support. So, I knew that that's what I wanted to do. I went to St. Cloud State, to do music performance. It was COVID, so I just went to St. Cloud State because St. Cloud State's cheap. And I would transfer, you know, after I got my generals. I transferred a little bit earlier because some crap went down. But yeah, I love it. Parts of me wish that I hadn't stopped taking piano lessons after I transferred to Augsburg. I had taken 10 years of piano lessons, but I was getting bored. I don't get bored with violin. I just don't. I just have my recital. and it was amazing. I mean, I could count on my hands the amount of mistakes I made, which is amazing considering I played, 55 minutes of repertoire, 4 pieces, like a full Mozart concerto. Like, people can't say that they can play a full Mozart concerto, and I can. And I did. Even then, like, there are parts in there that I still want to work on and improve. Even though I just performed it, like, there's the ending, and, some of the shifting gets a little gnarly, and my hand starts to clamp up, and I want to be able to play it, and, be comfortable, and, like, I don't know, like, there's always just a new thing that I'm learning, and it's a really hard instrument. It's, like, the hardest one, but I love it. I just love it. Crochet-wise, I started learning how to crochet in January of 2020, a little bit before the pandemic. That Christmas, I had asked my aunt, my grandma, who both crochet, to get me crochet supplies. I want to learn how to crochet. My end goal was to make amigurumi, but I just wanted to learn how to crochet. I wanted a new hobby. I was, I was a bullet journal girly for a long time. And then I was like, this is making my perfectionism worse. I'd be, like, ripping out the pages, and, if I wrote, like, the wrong date, I'd be like, scrap the whole thing. It wasn't good. And with crocheting, you can frog it. So this is great. I started learning how to crochet in January during my winter break. Took a break during, like, when high school really started. Then the pandemic hit, and I was then, like, had a lot of free time because I could no longer work, and I was no longer going to school in person. So that was when, it really took off. And I then made my first, like, really successful amigurumi with Bernat blanket yarn that October as a parting ways gift to my boss, who I'd gotten, like, rehired because, COVID restrictions were lifted. And I made a little chicken for my boss because he had a baby, and he would always call us his little chickens. And I was like, well, now you have, like, your real little chicken, and it's a little chicken for your little chicken. So that was super fun. That was when I had made something, like, with Bernat blanket, and it turned out really good. And so I was super, super happy about that. And, from then on, everything just, I was like, yarn. It was great. It was then June, I believe, that I started my Instagram account. Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of how it went. I became an addict. No. It was super fun, and, like, I think you can kind of see, like, with violin, I'm constantly learning, I'm constantly striving to do better, and with crochet, it's kind of the same thing. I'm constantly learning new patterns, learning new tricks, learning new skills, and I love learning. I mean, like, that's kind of the epitome of me. I love learning. I love being in school. I mean, that's why I added a second major and added an extended a year on, taking on more debt. Yay. It's not that bad of debt. I have a lot of scholarships because I love learning. So yeah, I'd written down this question, but now it's gone. But I remember what they were asking. They're asking, what type of jewelry do you wear? Oh, okay. Right now, I'm wearing kind of the same jewelry I wore yesterday, actually, on campus. I have two Ana Luisa necklaces. This is their pebble necklace. I do have it on an extender so that I can layer it with their, with just, like, initial necklace. I got myself an A. Duh. Right now, I'm also wearing 3 Ana Luisa rings. I have this one, and it has tiny, teensy weensy. Can you see them? Look. Little gems. You can't really see them. Whatever. And I have this Sing It ring. Then I have this little pinky ring with a little black, thing in it. Matching. Wow. I got this on Etsy. And this is a ring that my mom gave me about 2 months ago. It used to be hers. She was never wearing it. So I tried it on. It fit. I wear it every day now. These two I wear every day. I wear this one every day. And then I switch these ones up. Because I have a different Ana Luisa rope ring. And I have some other I think like size 8 rings. I don't know. I don't remember my ring size, which is bad. Earrings, well, actually, septum ring. This is just a septum ring that I got, that I've had for almost a year, because I'd gotten this done in Costa Rica last May. And then earrings wise, I scoot in to see you. I have new piercings. On this ear, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. On this ear, I have 7 piercings. On this one, I have 3. The new ones on this ear are my lowest lobe and this middle one right here. So on Instagram, there had been like a model casting call by this piercer who wanted people with hearing aids and cochlear implants to come in and get piercings. And she would then remove like the actual piercing charge. All you had to do was pay for the jewelry. So I went in and we did, yes, this bottom lobe and this middle lobe. So now I have like stacked lobes, you know. And this is jewelry all from the piercing place. This is a mixed metal hoop that I also got from Ana Luisa. This is a hoop that I got from Patina, one of my other favorite jewelry stores. You can see that my nose is breaking out. Love it. And then up here, I have my annoying cartilage that will never heal. It's been like 5 years. And this is jewelry from the same piercing studio. We switched them when I'd gotten my new lower lobes because, again, we're trying to resolve the issue of my stupid cartilage never healing. On this side, I have the same mixed metal hoop. I then have another mixed metal hoop. This one is also from Ana Luisa. I'm pretty sure this is their Asher hoop. And then I have a little, and it might be, I might have just put it upside down. I don't remember now. I have a little Lily of the Valley earring. I wore this at my recital. I always try and have like a little piece of my grandma or like my grandparents on me when I do a performance. My grandma died when I was 5. And my grandpa just died about 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago. And Lily of the Valley was my grandma's favorite flower. So a bunch of the girls in my family have these earrings. My mom and my aunt also have like a Lily of the Valley tattoo. I'm planning on getting a rabbit and Lily of the Valley tattoo. It's just a whole thing in our family. Also, the green is emerald, which is the stone for the month of May. Which is my grandma and my mom's birthday. So I love emeralds. At my recital, I wore an emerald necklace. I had all stacked emerald, like fancy emerald earring, a hoop emerald earring, and then this Lily of the Valley. And then like the same on this side as well. Except now I have stacked lobes. So like that kind of influences the kind of earrings I can wear. So like some of my bigger ones kind of like bonk them and stuff like that. But they're healing really, really well. I think they're pretty much, you know, healed on the surface. It's just my stupid cartilage that is just rude all the time. But I'm a thrasher in my sleep. So yeah, those are what I'm wearing right now. Obviously I love Ana Luisa. Super happy to hopefully in the future be collaborating with them. You'll find out. I also just, you know, while traveling, love looking at jewelry and shopping and bumming around. And secondhand, right? I steal from my mother. It becomes mine. And she also steals earrings from me all the time. So we're fine. It's fine. That is it. Those are all the questions that you asked. If you watched this video to now, or, you know, if you just watched it, and you have more questions and you want to know more things about me, crocheting, violin, you know, I could give you all a little mini lesson. Comment. Let me know. I read all the comments. I try to respond to them all. I try to respond to them all. I've been bad at it. I'm going to be better. I'm going to be better. Now that my recital's over, I'm going to be such a better person. Not like emotionally, but productivity-wise. But I am going to know and be able to take more breaks, which is very exciting. Because that means I get to crochet. But that's it for today. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me and listening to me yap on and on and on and on and on and on and on for such a long time. And I have to go edit this right now. Psych! I didn't edit that day. That was filmed Friday, I don't even know, the 28th. It's now Wednesday the 2nd. But I forgot one of the most important things, which is to do one more little shout out for today's sponsor, BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp betterhelp.com/missacrochet for a discount on your first month of therapy. I always end up almost saying visit BetterHelp. I just realized that I kind of did that. But for real, go and visit them. Now, for real, thank you all so much for watching. If you have more questions, put them down there. Check out the link down there. I'm gonna go for real and actually edit this to actually post it, unlike what I was saying before, because I got caught up with a million different things because school. So, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
You say you wanna make it happen.